mom and I are now on our way to see Jurassic World Rebirth. I am excited. It's been a long time since I did one of these blog things. I mean, I think the last time I did it was... Actually, no, I was going to say Dominion, but the last time I did one of these was Jurassic Quest. But that was like 2 years ago?
2 years? Yeah.
Something like that. So it's been a while. Can you tell I'm not used to doing these? I'm terrible at it. But yeah, here's the merch that we're in Regal Theater. They have this tumbler, and then they also have the little incubator premium popcorn thing, which is like $50. It's quite expensive. I think I'm gonna just take the tumbler. They also have special Jurassic World popcorn buckets, which have the logo, Quetzalcoatlus, Titanosaurus, and on the other side, Spinosaurus. Oh, and there's a little Titanosaurus topper right here. That's cute. So, my mom and I literally are the only ones in this theater. I'm not kidding. There is no one behind us. It is empty. And the film starts in 15 minutes. This is absurd. This has never happened to us before. But you know what? We're gonna enjoy it. So I'm gonna be turning my phone off now. And we're just gonna be enjoying the ride. So I'll talk to you guys later. So I just came back from watching Jurassic World Rebirth in the cinema. I do apologize for the shaky camera. I am using a selfie stick. I've never used a selfie stick in my life, so this is a new experience. I'm doing this unscripted, but I don't think anyone's really going to be bothered by that. I've never been really comfortable about doing scripted reviews, so I'm just going to go ahead and just give my thoughts about non-spoilers, and then I'll eventually do a spoiler video whenever I decide I want to do one. Anyway, out of the Jurassic World movies that we've gotten in recent years, I would say this is probably one of the better ones we've gotten so far in terms of like film. I'm trying to think of a good jumping point. I guess we'll start with like the characters. I feel like the actors that played like Zora Bennett, Duncan, and Henry Loomis, they were a wonderful bunch of main characters. You could tell that like the actors had chemistry, and it reflects in their characters. I feel like they kind of were close even from the start of the film. Henry Loomis is by far my favorite character in the entire movie. I feel like if you're a dinosaur nut like me, you're gonna get a lot of joy, I guess, leaking out from him and bleeding into you, because like he's the paleontologist in the film, and he reeks of like dino nerd, and I feel like he is actually a better lead male character than Owen Grady ever was. He's a dinosaur nerd. If you're a dinosaur nerd, you're gonna love him, trust me. Scarlett Johansson playing as Zora Bennett, really nice. I don't really have much to say about her. I'm still trying to gather my thoughts. I'm literally doing this 1 hour after we've come back from the cinema, so I don't really have much to say. But yeah, all three of the main characters, wonderful cast. The family, I would say they were just kind of there, I guess. It just happened to be like, a happenstance that they happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's all I can really say without going into spoilers. They were fine for the most part. Nothing really stood out to me about them. Music, I thought it was actually pretty good. I think it's been the best music that we've gotten since The Lost World Jurassic Park. Like, it's actually been quite a while since we actually had like such an awesome soundtrack. I was very worried about how Alexander Desplat was gonna handle the soundtrack this time around, because like I've seen, you know, the other films that he's been a musician on, you know, Godzilla 2014. I was like, that soundtrack was just so generic to me. So I'm just really happy to see that like the music is very Jurassic Park coded. Like it sounds like it belongs in the film. And not once did I actually hear the Jurassic World theme. Not once, which is kind of shocking actually that they wouldn't do that. But yeah, but that theme song that like you hear, that you've heard for the past 3 films in the Jurassic World franchise, not present at all. It's just classic soundtrack and, you know, new songs, and it's so refreshing. It's just, oh my God, yes. More of it, please. As far as the filming locations, because, you know, Gareth Edwards has this thing of like, you know, filming on location rather than on set. Beautifully shot. That blue filter that's kind of haunted the Jurassic World community for, you know, ever since Jurassic World. Not so present. I mean, it's not the same glaring yellow filter from the original trailers, but it's still shot beautifully. Like the CGI and all the locations, all that stuff, it looks pretty good. Not to mention like the sound design, it's like hearing the environment and everything like that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Love it with all my heart. Can you tell this isn't really thought out? Normally I'd be doing these reviews with friends, but I'm kind of doing it on my own for the time being. I mean, I guess we can move on to the part that I'm probably guessing you guys are actually here for, and that's the dinosaurs. And these are by far some of the best dinosaurs we've gotten in a fair minute. Some of the designs are really good. Others are a bit questionable, to say the least. Like, why? I mean, but nothing really terrible or egregious. We got some, you know, returning dinosaurs. We have, well, really, we only have very few returning dinosaurs, and then a whole bunch of new ones, which I think is refreshing because, you know, I feel like the last few Jurassic movies have been using a lot of the same roster, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but it gets kind of boring, and I feel like, you know, it doesn't matter how many dinosaurs you have in your movie if, you know, they don't get their time to shine, which was a problem I know a lot of people had with Fallen Kingdom, and is something that definitely was an issue with in Dominion. I can tell you that most of the dinosaurs, looking at you, Velociraptor, got their time to shine. Like, you get to have like these moments with them, and they really just like leave you in a spectacle. This film like allows you to get into the moment of like the suspense, the awe, the awe and wonder. That's apparently what I was trying to say. I think the highlights of the film that I would like to point out is the scene with the Titanosaurs. It's not just like the typical, oh, it's a big sauropod dinosaur scene that's like been basically obligatory in all the Jurassic films. Like Henry Loomis, his reaction to them is quite awesome, and I'm like, I actually got a little bit emotional because, like, yeah, as a dinosaur nerd, I would, you know, be this happy, this excited, this emotional, like seeing a giant living dinosaur. I actually teared up a little bit when I saw that. The other highlight, I would say, is 100% the Tyrannosaurus river raft scene that the trailers have been showing. Anytime I think of that scene, I get goosebumps. Not to mention, this film, I think, has given us the best Jurassic World T-Rex design. I don't know how I would rank the design of the T-Rex, because I'm still really a big fan of the Buck, and I know this is probably going to be controversial, Big Edie. But that one is definitely one of the better designs we've gotten, especially because it actually looks like, you know, a Jurassic Park T-Rex as opposed to a Jurassic World T-Rex. But as far as the other stuff, I do want to briefly touch up on the mutants. They weren't too egregious. I can understand like the hesitation behind them initially, and I will say they don't do anything terribly, I don't know. They don't, it's kind of complicated without talking about spoilers, but they're just kind of there. Like the Mutadons, they were fine. Although I feel like you could have just replaced them with Velociraptor and that would have been fine. And the D-Rex wasn't that kind of compelling antagonist that I was hoping it would be. It just kind of exists, which is kind of a bummer because I'm like, you know, you could have replaced it with any other dinosaur and it would have been fine. The design, I don't hate it as much as I did when I saw the initial trailer. It's quite all right. In motion, it looks better. By the end of the film, when I was really thinking about the mutants, all I could think of was just one word: why? Why do they have to be in the movie? They don't really contribute much, if I'm totally honest, aside from a few action set pieces. And even then, the Distortus Rex is hardly in the movie, which is kind of a shame because I was really hoping that like it would have a presence. Like the reason why the T-Rex in Jurassic Park is so remembered is because it had a presence. It had, you know, there was a constant fear that it was always around. With the D-Rex, not really. And without getting into spoilers, I do think that the ending of the film was a bit anticlimactic. I won't get into spoilers again, but I feel like it could have been handled a bit better. It felt rushed, very tacked on. I don't really think it actually had like a proper, real conclusion. Like, by the end of it, I didn't have closure. Like, I was just sitting there in the screen looking at it like, that's it? Like, I feel like they fumbled the ending. But as far as the rest of the film goes, I'd say it's a pretty solid watch. It's not Jurassic Park. It can't be Jurassic Park. But in terms of the last few Jurassic films we've gotten, I think it's the one that's kind of come the closest, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but it's all I can really think of. But yeah, that's about it as far as I can say. I guess I'll be back for a spoiler review when the time comes for that. It's not a bad movie. It's somewhere between the lines of alright to good. The most I could say is it's definitely not a boring movie. There's enough dinosaur action to please everyone. And I guess that's where we're gonna wrap it up. So if you enjoyed it and looking forward to the spoiler review, which hopefully I can get out soon, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. All my links are in the link tree in the description down below. And until next time, this is Tyrannosaurus signing off. Alrighty then. Take care now. Bye-bye then.